you.
Thank you.
I was really amazed whenever Casey told me the story about how you got down here, that like, I think he was doing something somewhere, and well, he'll get to tell that part of it, but I was really amazed at how you got down here. And I want to thank you for understanding the things that I shared with you about where we went, and you know that. But I wanted to ask you a question, and that question was, as a young black male, you know, what was your experience like to be in the Appalachian Mountains of North Carolina, where the ideology is, or the thought process is for most people, you know, all those people are racist who live there. Tell me what that experience was like for you, man.
Well, you know.
Well, maybe not all those people, but some people feel a lot of people in the South might be racist, right?
Well, you know, dang, to answer that question, like, I feel like, you know, I really, really feel in my heart though, like, you know, when you move, you know, with God on your side, it's like, you know, whatever they have, I done been with racist people, I done been with pride boys.
What's up, brother?
How you doing?
Chilling.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I done been with people and you know, the way they feel about me is different. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
And I'm very knowledgeable about a lot of things though, so we could have a conversation about anything. And you know, usually when I leave a conversation with somebody, you know, we each respect it, you know, each other. Like I gave, you know, we hugged it out. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Stacy, man, I got a friend in him.
But all in all, we're nice people.
What'd you say?
I said, but all in all, we're nice people.
Oh man, I love y'all personally.
You know what I mean? And
that was an amazing experience for you, wasn't it?
amazing. Like I just got goosebumps, man. Like when I get my goosebumps, you don't play with them, cause.
So you know, so we went up in the mountains yesterday of rural North Carolina. It's very rural, and you know, I don't know that they're, at least in the times that I've been up there, and I guess we'll tell a little bit more about the story of how we've been able to get up there, but I don't know that I've seen any black people who've lived up in that holler.
Right.
And so, you know, I tried to explain to the whole group about Appalachian culture, and, you know, for us to be careful. And you know, I'm sure you were worried and nervous about those things, right? Or,
No.
I mean, so when you got back there, I would like for you to tell the story about your experience. And Devon is the guy who's the cameraman for all of this, and all this will kind of come to light once Casey tells his story about how he got down here. But just, you know, share with us your experience about yesterday and how you met Stacy and what that was like for you and stuff, because I think it's the idea of people being different because of the way they look is an idea that has to be destroyed. And I think the only way that can be destroyed is through love and kindness. And I think that what this tragedy has done is it has, for once in a long time, it has.
It shows you what really matters.
Yes.
You know.
Good. Well put.
That's what me and Stacy was talking about. But let me just back up a little bit, you know, and let you know, coming here. Well, first coming here, you know, it was real quick. It was real quick. It was on the humbug. So, and I didn't really see no devastation. It was like the night before we was going, I turned it on the news just to get some, you know, back story on it, and it was crazy. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
That's when I was really more nervous for like my camera not getting back home to my family. For real, because I seen a picture of Wendy's like submerged.
Yeah.
So that's the picture that I seen.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't even see like no major floods when I was down here, but that's the picture I seen. So that's what was in my mind.
Right.
So you know, fast forward to on the, you know, when you take the call, when you call him and you take the call and you talk about the Appalachian people though, right? And that's when it clicked in my head, like, oh, I invested in a soccer team in Appalachian. That's why I was asking where Boone County was, because I invested in a soccer team.
Wow.
So, boom, fast forward to that. So you was talking about the Appalachian people, and they're called the SAT squads, though.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? so you just talking about people. Now I'm just in the back, just listening, taking all this in because as a cameraman, I still was hired, to do something.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I still had to, complete the job. So, I was just seeing how I was going to do it. So, at first, we come here. It felt more comfortable, meeting you guys first. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
I seen, like the people that you was around you, and it just seemed genuine, and then I go into the mountains, and we get stairs at first, we get stairs, but then in my mind I'm just thinking like, all right, these are just stairs because they don't know us, and you know what I mean, and I wasn't even thinking about the color of my skin. Shout out to my mom for instilling that in me.
Way to go,
you know
Mom.
what I mean, and so yeah, and I'm just thinking about like how I can, break the barrier. I want the person to know the real me because
Absolutely.
once you know the real me, you're gonna be like, oh man, this guy is pretty cool, man. So,
Yeah.
so
That's what I thought.
you know what I mean. So yeah, but just to see the resilience of these people, and I go into situations not thinking I, me though. I go thinking them. What can I do for you guys? What can I do for somebody else? You know what I mean?
And you showed that.
Thank you. I
I
appreciate
mean, you
that.
really did show that.
Yeah, and so just to see the resilience, and who was his name that we talked to? Alvin, not Alvin, but Avon.
Avon, yeah.
Surprise some of these others because that's kind of hanging there on the side.
That is wild.
But I think the way the wind was blowing, it was blowing like downward.
It's like God pushed it over this way. But they was sitting right over your house.
There's another bunch that went on the other side of the house.
Wow.
But actually, I was sitting on the bed in my bedroom, and one did fall on the house and come through the roof, and it scraped the side of my head and my shoulder
What?
and went into the wall. But if it had been over just a little bit more, it would have probably killed me.
Yeah, so I mean that's the first guy that I really that I got to what's the word I want to use
Collaborate with?
that I just talked to, and his energy was great. You get what I'm saying? And he just wanted to talk. I always keep my camera down in this sense because of what happened. I don't want to stick no camera in nobody's face. You know what I mean? That ain't even my MO. But yeah. So fast forward to Stacy, and what brings everybody together, and cuts all that. When people are truly a person of God, though, you know what I mean?
That's right.
A lot of people fake the funk.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But when you're truly a person of God, then
So if I'm hearing you right, what you're saying is that the answer to racism is Jesus.
That's definitely the answer to everything. It's
I
God. That's
agree.
that's the answer to everything.
I agree with you, man.
But people are entitled to feel how they want to feel and love who they want to love and don't like what they don't like. I mean, I don't like to use the word hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because once you hate something, then that's a personal issue. You know what I mean? That you need to deal with. And once you deal with that issue, there'll be a lot of burden let off of you.
Sure.
But I'm really in the business for just bridging the gaps for age groups, for color barriers, for language barriers, for culture barriers, for even politician barriers. You know what I mean? Because I see the truth and I see what I see the truth, and once you get to what actual the truth is, and then if the person agrees with it, then.
So when you first started talking to Stacy, right? Stacy is one of the men who, in the community that we worked with that we're working with up in the mountains, his home was actually swept away.
Swept away.
And he has nothing. It's gone. Everything's gone.
Swept away. His family's home that left him. He's been living there 65 years.
Yeah, 65 years, right?
So,
you got to interview him.
Yeah.
All right, so, hey, how's it? Well, hey, what's your name, man?
I'm Stacy Randolph.
Stacy.
And just would you tell everybody what the experience? They're going to hear his experience of the interview, but I told Casey, I said, I think it's so important for people to hear what Devon's experience was doing the interview.
Yeah, this is a good leeway because, oh man, segue. But Man, so going in, it was like the president though, because like, what's the guy's name? Justin that took me down there.
Yeah, man.
He like had to, prep it. You know what I mean? He had to prep it up. So I'm like, so I'm just gonna go in. He's like, hold on, let me talk to him first. And but he never even really talked to him. We just came up, and he was welcoming from the get go.
Yeah,
like he didn't coach him or nothing. He was welcoming from the get go. I peeped his energy and the ladies' energy that was there too. It was good. And so we sat down and we talked. So I'm never really lost for words, especially when it comes to like, interviewing somebody, but I end up being lost for words because I don't know what to say. What do you say in a tragic thing like this?
Yeah.
What do you say? What do you say?
Sometimes you don't say, you just be.
Right.
Just being present, being, there to know that, hey, I don't have to say anything, but I'm here.
Right. Right. Yeah. So sitting down, boom, he sits down and off the rip, he's just joking, man. And like one of the jokes, he was like, so he been saving up, for his people. Like he's a very caring people for his people around him. You know what I mean? His village people or whatever the word is.
I actually like to use the word tribe.
Tribe. Okay.
And I want to explain to you because I think tribe's really important. There were 12 tribes of Israel. Mm-hmm. People used to live in tribe, which means nothing more than a community that relies on each other, trusts each other, and is dependent on the fact that they are all together for the same cause.
Right.
Yeah.
So his tribe, and mind you, if it was the tribe, then he would be the head honcho, the chief.
Yeah.
And even though he told me that there's people that's been living there longer than him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was amazed by that. So, and coming to find out that the guy, what's his name, that took me up there? Justin. He was actually his cousin.
Yeah.
He's like, we used to play
a lot
football.
of folks related up there, aren't they?
Yeah. And so basically we get in there and he's telling me the story about, I was saving things up for, a disaster, and he said, so when the storm came and the water started building up, he kept moving his stuff, back, and then moved it back, and then they just washed it away. And then he would just laugh about stuff. I couldn't laugh, you know what I mean? But then I had to laugh because his laughs were so genuine. He wasn't just laughing to keep from crying. I mean, maybe he, kind of probably was, but you could tell, like, he because when I asked him, like, man, how can you be like this in such tragic moment? He said, what else we gonna do? You know what I mean?
Right.
What else you gonna do? And that just inspired me and motivated me, and just to see things that a different way.
Man, I appreciate you coming, and I appreciate you going up there.
I appreciate you for having me.
I didn't know Casey was, bringing the camera. I didn't have.
Casey's a mug. Huh?
Yeah,
That's my guy, though.
And
for
so,
sure.
I really felt it important for you to share your story.
I'm glad that you said that, because that is a major part that needs to happen to even start this. Like, if we don't have this sit down, then they never know about, the relationships we had. And what was I telling you yesterday, though? I was like, man, we really got a friend in Victoria's church. Like, if we're ever in this area, we stop by. And he was like, yeah, I really want to go, come back and go to the church, though. That's what he said. Yeah, man. I'm glad I met you, for sure. I'm glad I met
you, bro.
Yes, sir.
I love you, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for everything.
Yes, Thank you.
I ain't ready no more.
Let's get this, man. Let's get this right
I was ready.
here. But like this what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about, for sure, man. I'm glad it's about collaboration, and it's about coming together to do one common goal.
That's God's plan for all of us, is to love each other and take care of each other and
Yes,
be good
sir.
to each other. And that's, that's what we all try to do around here. And it's a tight neighborhood, tight place.